What's going on, people? I want to talk about a subject that of a video that had recently came out. Now, first, I wanted to say that I am not a leftist. I am not a right winger. I'm a middle of the road person. There's some things I'm conservative about. There's some things I'm liberal about, but I don't conform to any parties because I think it's ridiculous to conform to a party. How ridiculous both parties can be, but that's a topic for another discussion. Um, this this topic that I want to talk about um, is very much something that hits home with me, and so that's the reason why I wanted to talk about it. And this video here.
Let me see your hands. Hands. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Okay, we got shots fired. Alpha! Bravo! Hey, yeah, but just help him.
This video breaks my heart in a whole bunch of different ways, and yeah, it shows the deep issue that we have with how policing can be. Now, I don't say that every single police officer is a bad cop. I don't think every police officer is a bad cop. I think you have different tiers when it comes to cops, when it comes to the levels, but I can't say that every cop is bad. Some cops are just trying to survive in that crazy field that they're definitely in, and that's not just with the public that they supposed to be peace officers for, but also in their fellow ranks in the police departments and stuff like that. It's tough for them to navigate through that as well. But yeah, this is one of the most ridiculous videos that I have ever freaking seen, and I say one of, because it hurts so much to think about this, and there's already excuses. There's already excuses of why this negligence when it comes to life, and I hate that so much, that there's so much negligence towards life. There's so much that it's like we don't care about life, even though there's people who protest and say, you know, pro-life. When you don't talk about this stuff that happens here, this would be something as someone who believes that they're pro-life should be standing against. This man, no matter what happened prior to the warrant and stuff for his arrest, because that was one of the things that they tried to talk about, is he had a warrant. The initial call for this was this man it was supposed to have been a wellness check. His family wanted a wellness check on him. And he was thinking about self-deletion. And the reason why this hits home with me is because I've been in those points where I've thought about self-deletion. And I needed people to talk to. In this situation, he needed someone to talk to. His mother was trying to do that. You clearly see the mother trying to do that. And they not only tried to take his life, but they could have easily took hers in the negligence that they did. Any of those bullets could have ricocheted. Anything could have happened. You wouldn't have known her mental state. Or if she started freaking out and tried to jump in front of the bullets to try to protect her son. You know, there's people who are in families that are jumping in front of bullets and stuff without thinking to protect the person that they love. And then you just ended two lives when it wasn't necessarily, it needed to be done. And thank God that the son didn't die in this situation, but it could have easily been that. Could have easily been that. And that is so ridiculous to see. Not even a good 5 seconds they're firing at the car because they see a shotgun. The shotgun wasn't most likely meant for y'all. It was meant for himself. In those situations, you needed a police officer to de-escalate. To de-escalate. These are trainings and stuff y'all supposed to have to talk to people and stuff like that. But the whole excuse is, well, they seen the shotgun, so that's what they're trained to do. It's to eliminate the threat. Eliminate the threat of of the person threatening themselves. So we eliminate a person who's trying to eliminate themselves. That makes total sense of protecting everybody, protecting in the situation. This is just ridiculous. I've seen other videos where I thought of crap that's so ridiculous when it comes to police officers being careless when it comes to citizens' lives. There was one with the little boy who has a fear of police officers, and he was going through some mental things, and the police officer shot him, shot the little boy. Luckily, again, he was in the hospital. He was fighting for his life, and as much as people rag on BLM, which I'm not a big fan of BLM as a company, as a group, understand the message, but as far as group and stuff goes, I'm not with it. But I was like, it was nice to see that they were there, because the little boy, he was a white boy, but BLM came out to support and protest the actions that the police had did. So yeah, it was nice to see that, people who rag on them as far as just group that, they only care about black lives, supposedly from their process of thinking, they're actually out there supporting a white life, saying that it was wrong for what the police officers did. And it's crazy. It's crazy exactly how policing and stuff can be. I'm not saying every police officer is not bad, but when you look at these situations and you think of this training and stuff that they have, and it's like, well, what is the city, the government, what are they paying y'all for in this training, and y'all need more training and all this stuff when y'all don't even follow some of the core things y'all supposed to even do, and that's de-escalate situations, not ramp up situations. They don't even follow that. A lot of them don't even follow that. Now there's some good police officers. I've seen videos with police officers, they did a great job de-escalating situations and not sending anyone to jail, even though they was threatened, or they were attacked verbally, as far as the people that was there. Because again, you have freedom of speech, so the police officer knew that, and they just went about their business. And yeah, it's situations where you don't have to take things personal. I think police officers need more mental training and mental help as much as anybody else do. If you want to put money towards the police, it'll be that. It'll be giving them more mental help, like some more psychiatrists and stuff, have more time for them to see and talk to specialists, because they also go through so much issues. They go through so much stuff. I've talked to police officers where they have their own stories of things that they have to deal with, and I can understand that. But these situations right here is just so not needed, so not needed. Somebody else needed to be in a social worker or something there in that situation with the police, to where they're taking the first approach, not police officers just going through and just shooting just because you see that the person is going through mental health issues, needs help, and your solution to it is by trying to delete them. And I'm like, is this how we're supposed to conquer mental health? Is this what politicians and stuff are talking about when they say, "Oh, we have a mental health crisis and that needs to be handled, that needs to be taken care of"? We're not putting more solutions to that. This is the solution. Is this the solution to mental health and people who are dealing with mental health? It's about ending their lives because my final say is on this, which is so ridiculous that this is defendable to people, is think about a person in your family that you love, whether it's your wife, daughter, son, mother, father, brother, uncles, aunts, stepfather, like whoever, someone you love and care for so deeply, so deeply. They're going through a crisis. Police come through and try to end their life because they're going through a crisis. And I know those police officers, they have families, they have people that they love. Say the reverse of that same thing. If it was their family member, they were standing next to the car, and your fellow police officers come through and they say, well, the person had a gun, so we tried to, end the situation. Would you be okay with that? Would you say this is fine? You wouldn't. Like that. So I apologize. This is one that I just had to talk about just because this, to me, is ridiculous. That they want to excuse this recklessness. And I think if they would have ended the mother's life as well, with her being there, they would have just called her, well, she was stupid. She jumped in the line of fire. She was acting crazy. All this other stuff. They would have said so many hateful and ridiculous things when it could have been human nature for her to just jump in front of the bullets to try to save her son. There's so many people who would react that way for their loved ones without thinking about it. I don't call that stupid. I call that love and protection, because you want to protect the person that's hurting. That's human nature. Maybe human nature is stupid. I don't know. But I wouldn't call it that. And they'll put her in the blame for getting deleted, when they could have easily not taken those shots and just tried to talk to the person. Because again, that's a human being in that car. But thank you all so much for listening and checking out the video. I really do appreciate it. I don't do these videos often. But when I see something that just is so gross, I feel like it needs to be talked about. Please take care.